28.1.264 Windows profile untitled scene untitled window control window start recording checkbox out checked stop streaming checkbox checked live streaming new category light outcome category game privacy public control 0 likes 0 button edit excellent connection clickable temp screen settings
all right
temp selected analytics temp screen control clickable 0 chat rate clickable 0 news clickable 0 average new viewer clickable analytics soft concurrent new clickable button sub menu editable changes same.
Okay.
Click on video button click on click button button 6 button click button subtitles click button stop and playback 6 0 minutes 6 seconds of 0 minutes 6 seconds button stop button new temp click on click button 6 button click button subtitles click button stop and playback 6 0 minutes 6 seconds of 0 minutes 6 seconds button stop button new temp click on click button 6 button new keyboard shortcut.
All right. So this is what I have currently for my microphone setup. I can't do much about it. Sorry about that. So, this is what I have currently for my microphone setup. I can't do much about it. Sorry about that. Okay. Now that we have everything set, I'll close this, because I don't need that.
28.1. 5.5.4.3 document. Quick capture and custom server. Edit streaming. In currency. Clickable log 2. Clickable notification heading level 1 dashboard. Button connections. Button connect services. Disconnect services. Button connections. Main landmark clickable message the stream edit message the stream. Main landmark message the stream edit message the stream. Streamer below. Clickable 10:55 p.m. Rook talent. Clickable. Click at 10 below. Streamer. Message the streamer. 28. MUSH length.
Okay, so since we don't have, since I, for some reason, chat does not seem to work. Just because it doesn't seem to work out. I'm not gonna bother because, I'm gonna check chat periodically, but it's gonna be like a periodic kind of thing, So this is what it is. Okay, let's do this.
You are already standing. You search the remains of a lesser family have already items unlocked. You find 7 real. Using your alley where people tend to find money. You manage to find an extra 5 real. You find a large chunk of limestone traces of iron. You stole the limestone in your leather traveling backpack open. Plus 12 real. You remove. 2 are. You put a large chunk of limestone traces of iron in an aspen plant. 10 cards labeled Callion's 10 cards number 3633. 2 my number putting an also here. NPC your bulky brown workhorse with a force failure. Top blank.
Yeah, so I bought a workhorse. It was 6 figures. It was 232,500 riln for the workhorse I now have. And I'm like, okay, that's a lot of riln. It took me like nearly a year to get it, but still I did it. So hey, not bad. Okay. So, like I said in the description, if you read the description, I said, please enjoy the sounds of mining and some fighting. Well, I'm gonna do some mining now.
You also notice an aspen plant.
Okay, good. I don't have it. There's nothing.
You are already set. Okay. You are holding a fire-hilted steel greatsword.
Yes, I do have a steel greatsword. I made it myself. Fine quality, keen edged. It's pretty good. Like I have to say, like, it's one of my better creations. I have to tell you, one of my better creations, and no mistake, believe me, because holy crap! I mean, I tell you, you don't get that kind of thing going on very often. So, and steel is not cheap. Steel is not cheap. It was 20,000 for the lump of coal to make the steel. So, and I'm not gonna get steel for like a long time. It'll be like a year before I get any more steel. So hopefully you guys enjoy the stream. I'm gonna mine, and you guys are gonna be able to hear it. Yeah, it's gonna be quite the experience. So here we go. Since I can't stream Hearthstone, I'm gonna stream COGG. So there we go.
You are already sending. You will continue to silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or are otherwise prevented from continuing.
Here we go. Yes. I'm currently mining for iron. So you see, I'm a bit of an iron trader. I make iron ingots and sell them to the market on behalf of the Metalworkers Association. The Metalworkers Union, anyway. And so that's what I do on here. I mine stuff. It's pretty fun. Hold on, let me see. Let me check the chat.
28.1.26. Start behind pop-up chat setting. Message just trigger. Hello. Clickable 10:55 p.m. Hello. Clickable talent. Clickable. Button rook talent. Broadcaster.
Yep.
28.1. MUSA blend.
Okay. Here we go. Actually, let me.
Crystal Bell at crafted kitty and up.
Hold on.
New post 0 of 2000 characters. You see. MUSH client come. New post 50 on 2. Start behind point time 4. 28. New post 50 on 2000 characters. 28. Start behind point time. Button rook broadcaster. Button rook OK T-A-L-L-O-N. MUSH client. Start behind point time. 28 point. New post 50 on 2 L blend. W on streaming on www.youtube.com/rook talent. www blend. You this up. New post. Come, space C. Number C. O. E. E. Blend. E. I. C. I. F. F. E. Start. You are winded. Efficiency. Wind. Efficiency. Not. Blend. Cancel post button. Alt. Press start. Please get radio. Nothing left. Twitter. Steven cancel. Press start. New tweet 0 of 200 ready carrot. Space E H D. Did you dissolve alert? M. New tweet. Fine. Blend. C-R-A-H-C. Cancel tweet button out rest. F-start. Tweet get nested on rook F-start. 20 Hard behind MUSH blend. Rook talent currently streaming on www.youtube.com blend.
Okay.
You stop mining.
That sound means you're tired.
You lie down.
And I'm probably
You
ravenous too. Okay.
2. You are starting 9%.
Okay, I thought so.
You take a bite.
Okay, I have to go back after this because that was my last bit of food. So I buy, instead of cooking for myself now, I buy the turnovers since I can afford it. Yeah, it's only 1,100 per for 20 of those, so it's just worth it to just buy the turnovers. Yeah, I know you can cook for free, but it takes like a heck of a lot of time. Believe me, like it takes like so much time to make it happen.
Your current energy is 256. F5 behind point 4.3 clickable. Heading level 2 chat users. Message just stream below. Clickable 1055 Brook talent. Number 2 star 0 just logged in. 28 F-star. MUSH client blend.
There we go. Unfortunately, I don't have chat working. I don't know, like, why. Like, every time, like, Firebot does not seem to work for me. Like, every time, like, I don't know. Like, every time. Like, I do this on occasion, and I'm like, okay, how do you get the chat to work? So no one can tell me how to get Fireball chat to work properly, because literally I have like all this sort of stuff, and I'm like, are you serious? I just want to get chat to work.
Blank energy. Blank.
So instead of having that convenience, I have to check chat periodically. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. I would play some music, but I don't want to cause any problems, so I'm not going to. So just listen to the sound of a cave as it, as I rest for a bit. Or my character anyway rests for a bit, because mining takes like a lot of energy. Like it takes like 14 energy every go around. So that is what it is. You kind of got to deal with it. So yeah. Let's do this. Hopefully I can get some iron too. Hopefully I can get... I'll show you guys the process for smelting iron. It's pretty neat. It has some cool sounds attached to it. I think you guys will enjoy watching this. Once I get the iron I need. And I need a lot of it too. There's a reason I got a workhorse. Like the workhorse is not just like a thing I spent for no reason, no. It has it can carry very heavy loads, and I need a horse that can do that without trouble. My mule is good, but it's weak.
You will continue to silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or are otherwise prevented from continuing.
My mule
is on your recent experiences and are ready to learn from new ones.
My mule is fine, but he's kind of weak, not gonna lie. So you kind of have to, you gotta excuse the mule for the workhorse to a good degree. Because the mule won't be able to do what the...
You dissolve a large chunk of limestone, trace it apart with your hand and have to dark pickaxe stuff.
Yay, okay, iron, yay. Great. Okay. So now we got iron. I need like a lot of it. I'm hoping to get like 13 to 14 rocks. And yes, they do come in rocks. This is not clock where you just get the iron. No. You have it like you don't get the ore and you smelt it in the thing. No, you have to crush the rocks and get it from there and stuff. It's pretty neat, actually. I have to say, the process it takes some time, but it's worth it. It's well worth the effort to do it.
Albert starts with the reason just logged in. You dissolve a large chunk of limestone, trace it apart with your hand and have to dark pickaxe stuff.
Yay, iron. So yeah, that's
there's too much dump on the ground to do any mining.
Let me.
You successfully transferred the following from the ground to an aspen plant. 10 carts labeled Callion's 10 carts. Number 3633. A large chunk of limestone, trace it apart. Export 4 iron S total.
Yay, okay, great. Let me get my...
You pick up a large chunk of the... You drop it up. You head into an old mine. 2 falls mine cart trap. You lie down.
Yep. Yeah, with this taking so much energy, you really do have to rest a lot. And unfortunately, my workhorse, like it's kind of uncomfortable to ride. Like I wish there was like a saddle you could get, but there isn't currently saddles yet. And I would hope that the saddles would help the riding experience a little bit, because honestly, like it seems a little bit unrealistic. But then it's a workhorse, so it's not meant for riding really. It's a pack animal. You pull stuff with it. That's how it's like getting a truck. Oh, it's more like a trailer, but you know what it is. You get it.
28. Hard behind point 1050 Harold Helen. 10 below. Streamer. Message the stream edit. 28.1.2. MUSH blank. 2307.
Okay. So
you've fully reflected on your recent experiences and are ready to learn from new ones.
Yep, that's the experience bucket. You get experience for doing tasks and stuff. Well, not tasks, but you get experience for doing things, and those things will add up and give you levels. Let's see what level I'm at.
Level 38 experience 365,754 slash next 375,250 until next 9,496. Your experience bucket is 0% full.
Yep, level 38. Never thought I'd get there, but you know, I mean, I've been working this character for like a while now, so like you tend to have more of a thing going with that, so it's pretty neat.
Your current energy is 500. You will continue to silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevented from continuing. Number 2 has now just logged out.
Here we go. Hopefully we can get some more iron. Because the more iron you have, the better it is. Because I'm making these ingots. Because I'm pretty much the sole provider. Like, some people like to provide those, but I'm pretty much the sole provider for these ingots. Even though a lot of people like to mine. Most people like to use them for projects and stuff.
You dissolve a large chunk of limestone, trace it apart with your hand and lock after dark pickaxe cut.
But I provide them as is. Like, I provide the ingots and sell them to the market because it's just a lot easier. I mean, I have my own projects too. I make my own swords and stuff, but most of my stuff is providing the ingots to sell, so people can buy them. And I mean, I make some good room off it. Actually, it's decent room. I mean, just today I actually got 4,500 per load. So it was worth it. You know, well worth it.
Number 2 is just logged out. Number 2 out just logged out. You dissolve a large chunk of limestone, trace it apart with your hand and lock after dark pickaxe cut. Number 2 out just logged in.
Oh, looks like I found a pretty big vein. Well, the thing is, they don't come in veins, so you never know how much you're gonna get. You know, honestly, I kind of wish it were if it were overhauled, to have veins of stuff so that it's kind of more organized. But I don't mind it the way it is. It's just something I would like. I'm more interested in things like guns and ball and chains and stuff. For which I do have a ball and chain. I have one. It's pretty neat. I actually like using it, but I like my greatsword a little bit more because greatswords are cool and I mean they're big, and I made mine, so I made it myself. Like, it took like a lot of doing. Like, I was not expecting to be able to make one so easily, but I managed to do it.
You dissolve a large chunk of limestone, trace it apart with your hand and lock after dark pickaxe cut.
Wow, it's working out pretty well. The iron thing is working out. It's great.
28. Hard behind point. Chat settings. Message bus reader. Hello. Clickable 10:55 p.m. MUSH client blank.
There we go.
Audio card.
Check something here. Good to check.
Now charging battery 100%.
Your stuff. Oh yeah, that's right. Come on.
23:30. 7 notifications. Facebook. 39 minutes ago. Captain Hannibal #PS chat. PS. Netflix. YouTube.
Okay, there we go. Let's see.
YouTube. Rent the text rent. Subscribe. Action. Cursor. 6. Set. User. Watched. Reason. 6. Long. 11. Carry. Lit. You dissolve a large chunk of limestone trace in a hard with your hand cannot have the hard pickaxe cut. Select. Explore your account. Search. Your account. 16 seconds. Create a web tab for online phone with 16 seconds. Create a web tab for online phone with a bullet point. Explore menu. Your account. Search. Your account. Button. Your account. Close. Heading. My avatar. Room talent. Room talent. Your account. Room talent. Manage your Google. Your channel. Button. Late at top 3 codes. Channel. Room talent. Play video. Button. Alert. Low battery. 20. Low power. Close. Button. Late at top 3 codes. Channel. Play video. Button. Videos. Heading. Late at top. About. Top 10. Late at top 3 codes. Late at top 3 codes. Channel. Room talent. Play video. Your friend Boston to do that. You can better get some rest. You stop hiding. Video player. Collapse. Photo. Cast. Capture. Previous. Rewind. Pause. Performance. Next. Track position. Select. Track position. 20 minutes of 1067. 167. Oh, I'm so glad. Okay. Good. Glad it's working so well. Glad it's working as well as it is. 18% top. 18% top. Okay, so I'm exhausted. Stop what you are. You lie down. Kelly Fox, the Hacks concert comes from Added Jails and the year. Yeah, you know, it's pretty fun. I tell you this, I love doing this kind of stuff. You know, streaming is pretty fun. Now, I mean, that having been said, you know, your boy needs some moolah to get a better computer. Charging battery 93%. Because this thing is 8 years old, and at 8 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM is not gonna cut it for the stuff I kind of want to do. Like I want to do live streaming, but I want to do like flights and stuff. Like I want to be a flight simmer. I'm Rook Talon. I'm a bird already. Like the Rook refers to the bird, so I want to fly. Blank. Like, what better for me to do? Your current energy is 204. Than to do flight simming. You know. So, you know, that's what I'm planning on. Like when I eventually get my computer, you know, and you know, who knows how long. It shouldn't really matter how long anyway. I'll be able to go in and do flight simming, because like your boy wants to do some flight sim, like, yeah, you know, so yeah, you know, and you know, just to be clear, I'm not asking for donations or anything, because like, nah, like I don't want to deal with the problems and all that, like, nah, I'll get to it myself eventually, you know, I'll figure it out. But anyway, you know, I'm just loving doing this. It's fun for me, and you know, I tend to like just making it happen. You know, not every day you get to stream and stuff, and I don't know, it's pretty fun. But yeah, that's my goal. My goal is to go in and do some flight sim stuff, so I can like fly, because I mean I want people who are blind and who are sighted to see me, you know, fly and have a good time, honestly, because it is a good time. Like, I've seen my brother. If you don't know who he is, it's Leonian Universe. Leonian Universe is pretty good at what he does, and you know, and he streams a lot, but you know, he's doing some flying, hasn't streamed it yet, but honestly, I wanna actually stream flights, so I mean, I'm about ready as I could be, and hopefully when I get my new machine, I'll be able to make it happen, because it sounds like a lot of fun. I'm ready to go, you know, believe me. Blend. You send up. You successfully transferred the following from the ground to an Aspen blank 10 card labeled Callion's 10 card number 3633. A large chunk of limestone traces on our export for item desktop. You've fully reflected on your recent experiences and are ready to learn from new ones. You will continue to silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or are otherwise prevented from continuing. Yep, there we go. More iron. We got like 9 now? Like 9 or 10 now. I was not expecting to get this lucky.
Well, I mean, normally it's like I get like 5 or 6, but no, this time it's actually pretty good, pretty decent turnout for iron. You know, pretty decent haul.
You dissolve a large chunk of limestone metal with your 5 after our pickaxe cup.
And just as I say that, I get a barren limestone, which is useful if you're a stone carver. Like if you make totems and stuff, it's useful. But I'm not one of those. I don't make totems. Like that's not for me. I tried it and I'm okay at it, and it makes decent realm, but not worth it. Not for me anyway.
20. Armot weak rook talent. 10 bits below. Streamer. Message the stream edit. Button chat settings. Message the stream edit. Streamer. Testing. Clickable 11:19 p.m. Testing. MUSH blank. 23:19.
There's a reference there, but I'm not going to make it. All right.
You dissolve a large chunk of limestone, trace an iron with your 5 after our pickaxe cup.
More iron, and once the pickaxe becomes well worn, I kind of have to stop because enough of that and too much damage will cause you to have to actually use one of your ingots to repair your pickaxe. So I'm gonna stop once it gets well worn and go back, and I'll probably go in and fight some stuff just because it's entertaining and you guys like entertaining stuff.
You are winded.
I mean, it's gonna be kind of sucky for me to ride my horse back, but I have no choice because, I gotta. Because I'm not gonna be able to walk very well.
You dissolve a large chunk of limestone, trace an iron with your 5 after our pickaxe cup.
So good. I was definitely not expecting this much iron. Usually I don't get this. This is not the normal idea. Like normally it does not come out this good. So I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad that I have this much iron because it's so useful. It really is. Like you don't know how useful it is to get this much iron. That's a lot of ingots I could be selling, and I usually sell them for 300 realm a piece. And it's much easier to do it that way because people like to buy them for that price. It's a fair price. It's better, And I sell on behalf of the Metalworkers Union, so I mean, people know it's high quality stuff they're getting. So that's the main thing.
You dissolve a large chunk of limestone, trace an iron with your 5 after our pickaxe cup. You stop mining. You successfully transferred the following from the ground to an aspen length 10 cards labeled galleons 10 cards number 3633. A large chunk of limestone, trace an iron X3 3 iron S total. You are at 174. In the aspen length 10 cards labeled galleons 10 cards number 3633. You see a 5 after our pickaxe cup and a large chunk of limestone, trace an iron X12. There is some room left in.
Wow. Okay, 12 already. I mean, I usually am not that lucky. But
you are done.
I'll take it.
Your current energy is 202.
Let me just rest a little bit, and then we'll go back, and I'll show you how these are done. So it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be brilliant. So 13 plus 12, 13. I told 16 already. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be enough. 25 ingots. I usually sell them in like a couple days. It takes like a day or two to sell. Usually, like people like to buy them in bulk. So I don't know. I just keep providing them.
23, 24. You deeply rested.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
You stand up. Energy minus 15. Subculture trail 2 phones. Subculture trail out FR. Subculture. Subculture trail. Subculture pass. You can throw. Subculture. Woodland roam out double. You dismount from your Elkin run workforce with a force failure. You begin leading your Elkin run workforce with a force failure. You extinguish and last phase copper roll lantern and in from an aspen length and cards labeled Callian's and cards number 3633. You set up the traveling out.
Yeah, there's a reason I'm not riding my horse, because it decreases the morale of your character if you ride your horse. And because these are not riding horses. I did have one, but I guess like a server crash like caused it to get lost, I think. And I don't know what to do. Like literally, I tried contacting the admins, but they like haven't answered. So
you lie down. You are slightly under 49%. F. Your current energy is 487. Harmot 3.5 streamer. Testing. Clickable 11 out tested stream message the streamer. And you blank. You deeply rested.
okay.
You stand up. You set.
And I'm back home. Okay.
You pick up a blast copper roll. Minus 1 wheel taken from your soft leather conquer open. You pay the storage fee of 1 wheel and hand your blast copper roll lantern to an ant teller who promptly stored it in the vent vault for you. You unmissed 10 cards approved. Put also give NPC your Elkin run work. Top blank.
Okay.
You take a large chunk of limestone traces armed from an aspen length 10 cards labeled Callian's 10 cards number 3633 and put it into a steam crusher.
Cool sound alert.
You pull a lever on a steam crusher with a lamp system, but every center of a steam crusher rapidly untangled for 10 moments. A large chunk of limestone traces armed has been completely crushed into powder. Some crushed limestone.
Yeah, what did you think? You have to like use a hammer and all that? No. Not me. Not when I can use technology.
Put lime in crush.
Technology.
You take a large chunk of limestone traces armed from an aspen crush. You pull a lever on a steam crusher with a lamp system, but every center of a steam crusher rapidly untangled for 10 moments. A large chunk of limestone traces armed has been completely crushed into powder. Some crushed limestone powder traces armed drained through the steam crusher's grating and onto the floor. You feel fully rested.
Now you do have to wait a little bit because the gauge has to be at it's better for the gauge to be at 100% because
put lime in. You take a
it's just better that way.
You pull a lever on a steam crusher with a lamp system, but every center of a steam crusher rapidly untangled for 10 moments. A large chunk of limestone traces armed has been completely crushed into powder. Some crushed limestone powder traces armed drained through the steam crusher's grating and onto the floor. You take a large chunk of limestone traces armed from an aspen length 10 cards labeled Callian's 10 crush. You pull a lever on a steam crusher with a lamp system, but every center of a steam crusher rapidly untangled for 10 moments. A large chunk of limestone traces armed has been completely crushed into powder. Some crushed limestone powder traces armed drained through the steam crusher's grating and onto the floor. You take a large chunk of crush. You pull a lever on a steam crusher with a lamp system, but every center of a steam crusher rapidly untangled for 10 moments. A large chunk of limestone.
Oh, give me a moment. Hold on.
NVDA event preferences settings F. NVDA settings general normal config speech to unspeech change not press. Select CC of US.
NVDA settings, voice, combo box, perfect call, collaborate, slider 63 L plus voice, edit, cancel button, OK button, cancel apply but pressed, apply OK but pressed, musical lead blank, put line and crush. You take a put. You go right on the steam crusher. With a loud hiss of steam, the large chunk of limestone traces of iron has been completely crushed.
Yep. So I turned the volume down on the screen reader for a reason, because I think the sound is more important than the actual, what it's saying, and I can hear it. Okay. So.
2329. Put. You take a large chunk of limestone traces of iron from an Espen plank tank labeled Kelly. Put. You go right on the steam crusher. With a loud hiss of steam, the large chunk of limestone traces of iron has been completely crushed into powder. Some crushed limestone powder traces of iron drains through the steam crusher's grating and into the floor. Put lime and crush. You take a large chunk of limestone trace.
Sorry, John. I'm streaming. Now, doesn't that sound awesome? Like, I think it sounds pretty cool. Like, imagine you go in, you put your rocks into the crusher, and boom, it just like crushes the thing. So cool, like, so awesome. Okay, let me look at the gauge here.
Where you take a closer look. The gauge indicates its pressure level is around 90%. Period. Cop blank. Look. Pull crush. You go right on the steam crusher.
Okay, that was dumb. I pulled the crusher without. Yeah, it doesn't register. Like, it doesn't say, you know. Yeah, it doesn't tell you. Like, it's not gonna say, you know, you can't pull the crusher. It just works, you know.
Pull crush, load
regardless.
Crush, pull load crush, pull crush, load crush, put lime and crush. You take a lot, pull crush. You pull right on the steam crusher. You allow this to the large chunk of limestone traces of iron has been completely crushed into powder. Some crushed limestone powder traces of iron drains through the steam crusher's grating and into the floor. You take a large chunk, you go right on the steam crusher. You allow this a large chunk of limestone traces of iron has been completely crushed into powder. Some crushed limestone powder. You take a large chunk of limestone traces of you go right on the steam crusher. You allow this a large chunk of You take a large chunk of limestone traces of
I think that's my favorite sound when you can actually hear the metal falling into the thing. That's actually pretty cool.
What?
Okay, there we go. Now, okay.
Hand. You successfully transferred the following from the ground to an Espen plank handcut labeled Kellyan's handcut, number 3633 : Some crushed limestone powder traces of iron X12. 12 iron S12.
Okay, so I have 12 ingots of stuff.
Head out. Head into a brain carved into the west mountainside. You unhitch an Espen plank. You prepare to start pulling it. -10 reel taken from your soft leather current press open. You pay the storage fee. You head out. You head north. You head into some stables. Shattered stables in earth. Your hands are empty. You are. An ensign leads your bulky brown workhorse with a coast helmet. The stablemaster sends an ensign right to the stalls who return. You check with the stablemaster to see which mounts you have stabled here. The stablemaster consults a piece of parchment, nods, and informs you of the animals you have stabled here. Your bulky brown workhorse with a coast tail mane. If you want to retreat.
So this is the mule I have. The mule is just a mule. You know, it takes you places. You know. Now, I wish I had my workhorse because my riding horse because my horse is so cool.
Obvious pets, northeast, south, woodland road. You set out the
okay, time for some fight.
Woodland road out WLDFRFLD2 mid-evening. Woodland road out WLDFRFLD2 mid-evening. Cold. Up. Woodland.
And this time
you remove an edge-hand rule iron ball and chain from the bronze belt.
I'm using my ball and
also
chain.
here, NPC your sturdy blank wheel ridden by yourself. Up. First line message Rubland road out WLD place DRF.
So the ESP network is changed a little bit. Now since like it's you have to be in a certain location. Certain locations for your ESP network. So that sound is me getting out. So now I don't have any way to contact anyone in case something happens.
Also here, NPC your starting blank will written.
I mean, that does kind of suck, but it makes sense. It makes sense. Okay. Here we go. That's more like it.
Investigate room swing. Investigate room swings at you with Pine Branch. Swing it and investigate room swings at you.
Surf kick.
An investigate room no longer appears sacred. You click on investigate room to look for an up. Your current balance is 8.
Okay, circling.
Investigate room with your iron ball and chain. 37 crush damage chest. Several broken ribs driven into the chest. Shishka vagrant. Star mode.
And that's that.
You search the corpse of an investigate room for any items of no period. You find 110 realm, plus 110 realm stowed in your soft leather current press open. You bury the corpse of an investigate room.
Now, I do have a character with a war maul, but he's not currently active anyway. But the war maul does a lot more damage than the ball and chain does. But for a character that isn't a warrior, it's not gonna matter anyway. Because like, you know, if you're not a warrior, and if you're not in the warriors guild, you're not really a good fighter anyway, regardless of what you do. Like, you can do nothing basically. You can do basically nothing about it, and you just have to deal with what you have. Oh, and then what makes it worse is that rogues aren't very well.
You are already.
You know, there's no upgrades really. Like,
that's at least.
You just kind of have to deal with what you have currently. It kind of sucks, but it'll change. It'll change.
Investigate room punches at you with his unarmed strike.
There we go. That's my ball and chain, and this is what it looks like.
You take a closer look at an edge-handled brutal iron ball and chain that you are holding, period. Fashioned by attaching a short edge half to a heavy and rough iron ball by length of chain, this weapon is designed for crushing opponents in armor. It is comprised of the following major components: a heavy iron ball, a short length of sturdy iron chain, a small edge haft, and
now doesn't that look brutal? Sounds brutal too.
You start to swing an investigate room with your iron ball and chain. Dodged. You reach for an investigate room period code D189 2X 128 VS Marty. Investigate room with your iron ball and chain.
Oh, let me get my great sword out. I think it'll be fine. It'll be fun.
You put your investigate room with your steel greatsword. 45 hack damage chest.
Yeah, I do hack damage.
Investigate room with your...
There we go. That's more like it. More entertaining. This is why it's not made for kids, because these sounds are a little bit
you start to swing your greatsword and investigate room. Then right.
A little bit too gory.
Investigate room punches at you with his unarmed strike. You click on investigate room and you look for an opportunity to strike. You manage to improve your bounce. Investigate room with your steel greatsword. 51 slash damage chest. Nasty slash.
It does make you tired. It takes a lot of effort to swing your greatsword. Like, so.
Search the corpse of an investigate room for any items of no period. You find 135 realm. You find a decrepit apple with lockbox closed. You stow the lockbox into your leather traveling backpack open. Plus 135 realm.
So, you do have to kind of be careful.
Investigate room swings at you with her pine branch.
With how long you fight.
Investigate room with you. Investigate room swings at you with her pine branch. Reach for an investigate room period code D193.
Stealing.
Investigate room.
Well, it does decent damage though, so.
Investigate room with your steel greatsword. 30 hack damage chest. An investigate room swings at you. You start to swing your great. Investigate room swings at you with. Investigate room swings at you with. You
kick.
Investigate room. An investigate room draws back, swims and flinching in an attempt to. An investigate room no longer appears sacred. Investigate infested vagrant with your steel greatsword. 31 pierce damage abdomen. Piercing strike through the belly. COGG vagrant. Star mortal star. An infested vagrant. Search the corpse of an infested vagrant for any items of note period. You'll find 87 realm. You'll find an edge breach lockbox closed. You so an infested vagrant with an infested vagrant punches at you with his unarmed strike. Dodged.
That's what a greatsword can do.
You attack an infested vagrant with your steel greatsword. 79 pack damage chest. An infested vagrant punches at you with his unarmed strike. 5. An infested vagrant. Infested vagrant. Attack an infested vagrant with your steel greatsword. 12 pack damage.
Now, I can kill. I have killed infested guards, but I'm not very good at it.
Infested vagrant.
Because no matter what you do, you're gonna get like wrecked. Because if you're not a warrior, you're gonna get wrecked.
You search the corpse. You have 130. You head west. You head northwest. You head through. You head south. You can go. You head south. You can go. You head south. You head west. You drop an infested guard with your steel greatsword. Guard swings at you with
Like literally, it's they stagger you and they have all this sorts of and you can do nothing about it. Look,
You can do it while staggered. You're too encumbered to move deftly. You are no longer
Nope.
safe. And you stand up, adding to movement QE. You head.
and yeah, that makes it even worse. Like you can't do anything about it. Like literally, you're stuck. You know, because all they're gonna do is stagger you and stagger you and stagger you. There's nothing you can do. Literally, you're
south.
stuck.
You can go
You
there.
have no way
You can go. You head west.
unless you're a warrior.
You head south. You head. Infested labor swings at you with its limp hammer. Dodge. Quick hit. You can do that now. Infested labor swings at you with its limp hammer. You can do that now. Select an infested labor. An infested labor no longer appears staggered. Thrust an infested. An infested labor manages to bleed.
That is my great sword. That's what it does.
You search the corpse of an infested labor for any items of no period. You find 69 realm, plus 69 realm stowed in your sock. You have 901 realm in corp. You head west. AP. You head into. You head. Attack who? You carefully search the area, although a potential place to scavenge hidden stashes. You carefully search the area, although a potential place to scavenge hidden stashes. Adding to movement QS. You head south. You carefully search the area. You manage to scavenge your round top chestnut lockbox closed. You stow the round top chestnut lockbox closed in your leather traveling. You carefully search the area, although a potential place to scavenge. Adding to movement QN. You head north. You carefully search the area. You manage to scavenge a narrow sycamore lockbox closed. You stow the narrow sycamore lockbox closed in your leather travel. You head west. You carefully search the area, although a potential place to scavenge. Adding to move.
Okay, now to kill.
You head east.
That's the thing.
You start to swing. Infested labor with your steel greatsword. 31 pack damage chest. Infested labor swings at you with. Slash of an infested labor. Infested labor swings at you with its limp hammer. You can do that now. You can possess it.
There we go.
Infested.
That's more like it.
Infested labor swings at you with its limp. You can do that now. Make an infested labor with your steel greatsword. Dodge. And invest. You can do that now.
Okay.
Infested labor with your steel greatsword. 86 pierce damage chest. Piercing strike driven clean into the chest. COGG labor. Star mortal star.
That's more like it.
You search the corpse of an infested labor for any items of no period. You find 49 realm. Using your knowledge of where people tend to hide money, you manage to find an extra 7 realm. Plus 56 realm. Attack who? You head through a broken door. Terracotta farmhouse, bread room in Ermild. You also notice some steam stuck fungal mounds into thick chestnut strongbox closed. Obvious exits, a broken door. You carefully inspect the thick chestnut strongbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps.
Okay. This is also part of my professions. I'm a bit of a
You carefully
locksmith.
inspect the thick chestnut strongbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps.
I pick boxes.
You're too exhausted to do that. You had better get some rest.
Okay.
You are starving 0% period. Eat what? You don't have anything to
Crap. Okay, this is a bad situation.
eat. You come out of hiding.
Okay.
You head through a... I. There. You head out. You also notice some tall teams. You head. Energy minus 15. Adding to move. Start. Wait 1 second. Use star slash Rassy Drubland Road
Really
out
bad
WLD
situation.
Star slash Rassy Drubland Road out
Never
WLD,
be
star
in this
slash Rassy Drubland Road out
situation,
WLD, place
and
DS,
if
star
you
slash
can,
Rassy Drubland Road out WLD,
run
place
away
DS,
from the
star slash Rassy
situation.
Drubland Road out WLD, place
And it's
DR,
not
star slash
because
Rassy
the
Drubland Road
opponents
out
are
WLD,
weak
place
or
star slash
anything,
Rassy
or
Drubland Road out
strong.
WLD,
It's
place
not
DR,
because the
star slash
opponents are
Rassy Drubland Road
strong.
out WLD,
It's
place
because you have no food and you can't feed yourself.
star
And you
slash
need
Rassy
food
Drubland
to
Road out
get
WLD,
energy.
place DR, hanging free, star slash Rassy
never
Drubland
be in
Road out
that
WLD,
situation
place
either
DR,
way.
star slash Rassy Drubland Road out star slash Rassy Drubland Road out WLD, place DR, star slash Rassy Drubland Road out WLD,
That totally was a bit of a rookie mistake, I'm not gonna lie.
star slash Rassy Drubland Road out WLD, place Woodland Road out WLD, FRFLD, 2 mid-evening, code. Woodland Road out WLD, FRFLD, 2 mid-evening, Woodland Road out WLD, FRFLD, 2 mid-evening, code. East, west, west, northwest, north road, northeast, east, south, southwest road.
Crap.
Up, you are no longer safe. Done moving dot. You reach support, you can do it. You are staggered for 3 rounds minus 4 bludgeon damage 26. You fall from your sturdy black mule. Star the world around you goes like South Road. Star the world around you goes like as you fall unconscious. You fall from your sturdy black mule.
And that's why you don't do that.
You stand up. You head south. Woodland Road adding to movement Q. N. You head north. Woodland Road out WL. Your current energy is 20. Energy minus 15.
Oh boy.
Woodland Road out WLDFR FLDT late evening cold. Also here and Woodland Road out WLDFR adding to movement QS. There are impossible mountains in the Simple time forest.
Okay.
Simple time. Rock camp. Shadred, your left foot. Shadred, main. Shadred, tongue. Shadred, rank. Shadred mining company rank and store.
Okay, there we go.
Minus 957 real taken from you. Plus 1,200 real. Shadred, rank. Shad. Your R.O. You dismount from your sturdy black mule. You head into a clay brick. A. You set you. You pay 1,100 real and receive the following items. A triangular Shavin turnover X20. Items have been stored in the leather traveling backpack open. Minus 1,100 real taken from your soft leather current press open.
And that's what you do.
You head out. Shadred. You take a bite of the triangular Shavin turn up. You can go that way. Shadred. Town commons cut tracks over late evening cold. You sit on the
And now I sit down for a bit. Because, holy crap, I mean, that could have been deadly. Like, imagine if you fall... It's happened to me before. You fall unconscious while fighting, and they're right there, and they can hit you. And you can do nothing about it. And it's absolutely terrible. Happened to me a few times. But luckily, I got out of there. After I rest, I'll show you luck picking. I'll show you what that's like. But I can't do it now because it takes some energy to do it. So. Let me check the chat.
Op 28 period 1 period. Fire button V5 button chat setting. Message street streamer. Testing. Clickable 11 19 p.m. Music leads blank.
Okay. All right. I know it's late night. I did say this was a late night COGG stream, so hey, you know, I'm not surprised that people aren't here. You know, although it's a recording. Let me see.
Read Lindworm. Quick question for number accessibility, especially for those of you using number screen readers. How do you prefer people add emphasis to the words? Surround them with asterisks, please surround them with underscores, CL caps, or do something else common 19 minutes ago. Kelly Fox, tonight's concert comes from 9 in Rutalon, currently streaming on www.youtube.com/c/Rutalon. Please enjoy the sounds of mining as my potato of the computer streams number card with efficiency.com 47 minutes ago. Read Lindworm. From Star Selene just logged in.
A computer. Yeah, it is a potato, basically, but you know, I'm still grateful for it. I'm still grateful to even have a computer. You know, you can never be too grateful, eh? You know, it's not a bad deal. You know, it could be a lot worse off for me, believe me. You know, that being said, I still do want a computer at some point. I want
something
right
from the north.
Decent.
Valin looks over the posts on the large post board. You are holding a fine... GRENE. Your current energy is 312.
You know, being grateful for the stuff you have does not mean that you shouldn't want something. You know, it doesn't mean that you have to give up your desires. You know. I work hard. You know, I do what I can. You know, and I know, I like doing this. This is fun for me, and you know, no one can say that I don't make an effort doing this. Believe me, because it's fun. It's fun. It really is. So. Let me just rest a bit here, my character anyway, so he can get the energy, because energy is important, really important. Like literally, if you don't have any energy, you're basically dead.
You're fully rested. You give up. Energy minus 15. Check, good. Reward canyon outside. Also here, and... Woodland. You set out to track along the Node Road, and you are holding a fine iron gully steel bracelet with keen edge in your right hand. No? You take a closer look at the fine iron gully steel bracelet with keen edge that you are holding period. The massive sword with a long straight blade, wide crossguard, and a double-handed grip, requires 2 hands to wield. It is comprised of the following major components: an iron sword crossguard, an iron double-hand sword grip branch, an elegant letter C, an iron sword pommel, a steel bracelet blade keen edge. It has the following: star slant, hanging tree, star slant, Rassy Drubland Road out WLD place GRFLDT late evening code. Also here, NPC is 30 blank fuel written by you. Star slant, Rassy, star slant, Rassy, star slant, Rassy, star slant, Rassy Drubland Road out WLD place GRFLDT late evening code. Also here, NPC is 30 blank fuel written by yourself. Obvious pants, west, North Road. Star slant, Rassy Drub. You respond to him. You head west. Oh. You head on the pedal. Infested labor with your steel greatsword. 42 hack damage. Your current energy is 477. Infested labor. Read Lindworm, quick whip. Notice the gamer's tab logo, Kelly Fox, boosting button pixel. Imagine you're a visually impaired method and user and your screen reader encounters a post that says something like a stunning view I saw this morning or this is hilarious. But the image is the equivalent of what you see below, a blank. Wouldn't it be frustrating to encounter post after post like that? Describe images. It's an act of love. Describe them as you would to a dear friend you were talking to on the phone. Image 1, pure blank You search the corpse of an infested laborer for any items of note period. You find 47 realm. Using your knowledge of where people tend to hide money, you manage to find an extra 57 realm. Plus 104. You head east. You make an infested laborer with your steel greatsword. You can do that now. Infested laborer. You can do that now.
Ah, I love that sound.
0% chest vest. Rust an infested laborer with your steel greatsword. 70 pierce damage abdomen. Make an infested laborer with...
That's more like it.
You start. Infested laborer with your steel greatsword. 39 hack damage chest. Jaded gash in the chest exposes vital organs. Star mortal star. An infested laborer has been... You search the corpse of an infested laborer for any items of note period. You find 34 realm. Using your knowledge of where people tend to hide money, you manage to find an extra 36 realm. Plus 70 realm stowed in your... You head west. You head west. Infested laborer thrusts at you with its flint spear. You thrust at an infested laborer with your steel greatsword. 34 pierce damage. You reach for an infested...
I like that thrust.
Infested laborer thrust.
Oh.
Infested laborer with your steel greatsword. 7.
Damn.
Infested labor.
He's angry.
Infested labor.
Oh boy.
Infested labor with your steel greatsword. 34 slash damage chest. Nasty slash cuts into the chest, so that's what a ribcage looks like. Star mortal star. You search the corpse of it. You have 317 realm. had no... You had... Farmhouse upstairs. You had... You can easily work with a British... You carefully inspect the thick chestnut strongbox closed for traps, period. You discover no signs of traps.
Okay, now here's how lockpicking works.
You'll need a lockpick and tension wrench to do. You open the oak picks. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze lockpick into the lock on the thick chestnut strongbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be, period. You determine this to be a warded lock with a lock difficulty of around 40. You begin attempting to crack the lock, period.
there we go.
The lock on the thick chestnut... Plus 7 stowed in your soft leather current press open. You open up a thick chestnut strongbox and collect a small pile of silver rillion and a superior green jasper from it.
Oh, that'll make some real.
Head, fire up menu, musically. Rustling invested labor with your steel.
Okay.
Invested.
Ooh, not a hammer.
Release for an invested labor.
Yay.
Invested labor with your steel greatsword. 106 slash damage chest. Nasty slash cut.
I told you we could do some damage.
You search the corpse of an invested labor for any items of no period. You find 60 rillion. You find the rectangular steel lockbox closed. You stow the lockbox in your leather traveling backpack open. Plus 60 rillion stowed in your soft leather. You dispose of the corpse of an invested... You head through a door open. Terracotta farmhouse, bedroom in Ermild. You also notice some steam-stuck twinkle mounds and a square teak coffer closed. You carefully inspect the square teak coffer closed for traps, period. Nothing seems off about the lock at first, but once you get the correct angle and lighting, you notice a series of crystalline beads along the back of the inside casing, etched with tiny glyphs. You figure you could try to disarm the trap now that you...
Careful.
You set to work on disarming the crystal and glyph beads on the square teak coffer closed, period. You push the stiff bristles of the brush into the lock mechanism in the hopes that all the glyph etched crystal and beads within will be touched at roughly the same time, just as you suspect the proper key would do. When nothing happens, you can only assume you successfully disarmed whatever the glyphs were intended to do, else the effect would have been triggered. You feel you have effectively disarmed the... Yes. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze lockpick into the lock on the square teak coffer and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be, period. After feeling around in the lock a bit with your bronze lockpick, you determine this to be a 4-tumbler lock with a difficulty around 0. You advance your pick inward to tumbler 1, period. You push the tumbler up. You advance your pick inward to tumbler 2, period. You push the tumbler up. You advance your pick inward to tumbler 3, period. You push the tumbler up. You advance your pick inward to tumbler 4, period. You push the tumbler up with your bronze lockpick cuffed and feel it lock into place with some torque from your skeletal steel tension wrench. You stop picking the lock on the square teak coffer closed. Plus 3 rillion stowed in your soft leather current press open. You open up a square teak coffer and collect a small pile of silver rillion and some linen fishing line from it. Blank. You up plus 133 rillion. COGG. You head through a damaged bedroom door open. Terracotta farmhouse, bedroom in Ermild. You also notice some steam-stuck twinkle mounds and the thick teak strongbox closed. You carefully inspect the thick teak strongbox closed for traps, period. You notice a tiny hole in the locking mechanism that makes you suspicious. Peering into the locking mechanism, you spy the tip of a needle that is likely ready to spring out the tiny hole and break anyone tampering with the lock without the proper key. You figure you could
This is why you always check for traps first.
You set to work on disarming the needle trap on the thick teak strongbox closed, period. Using some narrow pliers, you reach into the lock and bend the needle a bit. No longer aligned with the tiny hole, it should now just spring harmlessly against the inside of the lock mechanism casing. You feel you have effectively disarmed the...
Pretty sure all these traps, like these needle traps, would be illegal. Like if you tried to put one of those in like a lock.
You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze lockpick cuffed into the lock on the thick teak strongbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be, period. You determine this to be a warded lock with a lock difficulty of around 20. You begin attempting to crack the lock. Plus 66 rillion stowed in your soft leather current press open. You open up a thick teak strongbox and collect a small pile of silver rillion from it.
And there we go.
You head west.
Let's kill some more. Ooh, I was about to get slammed, I'll tell you what.
Invested laborers wing.
Okay, not bad.
Invested laborers wing. You can do that now. Invested labor. You can do that now. Invested labor with your steel greatsword. Nasty slash cuts into the chest, so that's what a ribcage looks like. Star mortal star. You search the corpse of an invested laborer for any items of no period. You find 93 rillion. Using your knowledge of where people tend to hide money, you manage to find an extra 124 rillion. Plus 217. You have 960. You head east. You head south. You head west. You head out. You head east. An invested laborer. You can do that now. Invested laborer. You start to swing your greatsword at an invested laborer, fainting high. An invested laborer falls for the roof. Invested. You can do that now. Invested. Kill you. You reach for an infested labor of 2
Yay.
equals D191 2 plus 1x 183 vs now D120 minus 2x 34 equals 149 78%. You reach into an infested labor's current time open and filter 117 realm. Thrust an infested labor.
Oh, I missed.
Infested labor's wings.
Oh,
Thrust an infested.
damn. Oh, that was a good hit.
Neck an infested.
But that was a better one.
Infested labor's wings at you. Thrust an infested labor. Your current energy is 362. You put your infested labor.
Yeah, you like getting crushed?
Infested laborers. Swing an infested laborer with your iron ball and chain.
Yeah, how does that feel? Oh boy.
You start. Continue to bleed. Swing an infested laborer with your iron.
Okay, time for me to get out of here.
Blank. L. You continue to bleed from your left arm. You continue to bleed from your left arm.
This is why you're not stupid, and this is why you...
An infested laborer arrives
Oh,
via a large barn door carrying a spear.
Hoot.
An infested laborer.
Okay.
Swing at an infested laborer with your iron ball and chain. Dodge.
Oh, I mean,
Infested laborer thrusts at
I'm
you
not just gonna leave my quarry here.
You responsible with an infested laborer.
literally, yeah.
An infested. Swing at an infested laborer with your iron ball and chain. 12 crush damage chest. An infested laborer thrusts at you with its slim spear. Dodge. Quick hit. 3 seconds that. You can do it now.
Okay.
An infested laborer
You want
managed.
some action? Give you action.
Flank an infested laborer. Infested laborer with your
That's
field
more
rage
like
rate.
it.
51 pack damage chest. An infested laborer has been defeated. You search the corpse of an infested laborer. Loot what? You have 1,507. You had.
Okay, I need to get out, because...
You had. Minus 15. Star slant. You set up. Because your fine iron belly steel rates with keen edge in your tail leather.
This is why you're careful.
Star slant Rassage Rubble and Road out WLD.
Like, because...
Star slant Rassage Rubble and Road out WLD place. Star slant Rassage Rubble and Road out WLD place. GF. Star slant Rassage Rubble and
bleeding
Road
is
out
a real
WLD place.
danger.
GRFLD.
like, in real life, bleeding is a
Star
real
slant Rassage
danger.
Rubble and Road out WLD place. GRFLD. Teal hanging free. Star slant Rassage Rubble and Road out. Also here. NPC your sturdy black wheel ridden by yourself. Star slant. Your hands are empty. You are wearing a fine leather rig and coins, some heavy silver rim tattoo optics, a fine carmine red-sided will gorgeous, a silver stone royal anchor crystal pendant hung from a delicate chain of fate concealed, a silver locket engraved with a flurry of stars glow, a grey wool boogie, a red cotton neckerchief, a fair leather belt, a leather traveling bank kick open, a cobalt one will cloak cinched by a heavy silver chain. Woodland Road out WLDFRFLD TLAD code. Also here, NPC your sturdy black wheel ridden by yourself. Obvious pets, Northwest Road, North, Northeast Road. Broad Canyon outside arcade light evening cold. Shed, top. Mount from your sturdy black mule. You also notice a wooden branch rail. Shed your infirmary shop, training, pleasant. You also hear NPC Hildebrand. Obvious 8, COGG, edit mode. You have 1,577 real. You can go that way. You head into a bank carved into the west mountain side. Minus 1,577 real. Take from your soft leather current press open. You deposit 1,577 real into your Shedger's mining company bank account, bringing your balance to 29,900.
Yay!
You head out. You head east. You head. Energy minus 15. Adding to movement QE. Shedger. You dismount from your sturdy. You head into the infirmary. Shedger infirmary shop. Hildebrand informs you that you currently owe 317 real and you head. You can go. You head north. You head into a bank carved into the west mountain side. Plus, you head out. You head northeast. L. You head into. You hand Hildebrand 317 real. Your debts are all settled. Minus 317 real. You lie down. Hildebrand up. You accept Hildebrand's offer of medical treatment. Using a small copper needle and a skein of thread, Hildebrand sews up the wound on your left arm.
Yep, that's what has to happen. Hopefully I don't have any broken bones, because the healers, the NPC healers can't do anything about that.
As Greycoal in the River Blue entity asks, they're like with April Tau and some boxes of mine. Hildebrand tends your left foot wound with some big ray on Kent. Speech mode off. Speech mode COGG. Switching to all. S-ray colon the Royal Azure entity says depends on whether room. Energy, 326 nutrition, slightly hungry, 50% morale, plus 2.72 sanity, sane, wounds or melodies, neck, slight wound treated, chest, slight wound, right arm, moderate wound treated, left arm, major wound granted, sutured, right hand, moderate wound, slight fracture, left hand, slight wound, abdomen, slight wound, right leg, slight wound, left leg, slight wound, left foot, slight wound treated, Hildebrand 10.
Dang it, okay, I got
S-ray colon the river blue entity says, terrible these ones I'm thinking might be one from the branded cancel. S-ray colon the river blue entity says, terrible these ones I'm thinking might be one. H. Your left leg. Hill. PS. You ask, think I can manage. Just give me a second. Healing currently. Also, anyone who can splint a broken hand. S-ray colon the Royal Azure entity asks, think I can manage. Just give me a second. Healing currently. Also, anyone who can splint a broken hand. Hildebrand tends your chest wound with some thick ray on Ghent. Quick packet. 14 seconds target, Hildebrand. Hildebrand informs you that you owe 18 run for the treatment. Based on your current rates, your total owe is now 185. Please pay your debt as soon as possible. Hildebrand tends your right hand wound with some thick ray on Ghent. Hildebrand informs you that you owe 48 run for the treatment. Based on your current rates, your total owe is now 233. Please pay your debt as soon as possible. Your left foot wound has completely healed. Hildebrand tends your left hand wound with some thick ray on Ghent. Hildebrand informs you that you owe 19 run for the treatment. Based on your current rates, your total owe is now 252. Please pay your debt as soon as possible. Number of Star Belladonna just lied out. Hildebrand tends your right leg wound with some thick ray on Ghent. Hildebrand informs you that you owe 6 run for the treatment. Based on your current rates, your total owe is now 258. Please pay your debt as soon as possible. You feel fully rested. You get off the cut. You head out. You also notice some copper steam pipe conduits. You can go that way. Energy minus 15. Adding to movement Q. SW. Shadred. Shadred Mining Company. Plus. Shadred. Northwalk. Shadred Stables. And engine leads your sturdy black wheel to a stall. Minus 15 realm taken from your soft. You head out. Number the step. You heads up. You head east. Shadred. You head into a warehouse. You sit on a long wide bench. You also notice a wooden trash. You take a closer look at a long wide bench in the area period. The long wide bench is set along one wall. In addition to a nice resting spot, its surface could serve as decent storage space for items when there's no room left elsewhere. Your abdomen wound and right leg wound have completely healed.
That's good.
You have the following matching items. A private chestnut lockbox closed in the leather traveling backpack open. The damaged zero, up and blue green and average hot. In total, you have 10 matching items. COGG. You close the leather traveling backpack. You say, alright. An average height fit amber-haired youthful man with tan skin and blue-green eyes transfers the following from a heavy canvas backpack open to the ground. You say, up, you 5 item S total. A squad proof, COGG, edit multi-line blank. You carefully inspect the damaged bridge lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps.
Okay.
You carefully inspect the damaged bridge lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. An average height fit amber-haired youthful man with tan skin and blue-green eyes transfers the following from a rust rattle duster open to the ground. A squad poplar lockbox closed. The worn generator lockbox out. Mechanism with damaged bridge lock. You insert it specifically. You will 2 item S total. Your chest wound has completely healed. You determine this to be a warded lock with a lock difficulty of around 70. You begin attempting to crack the lock period. The lock and the damaged cut blank. You carefully inspect the weathered bronze lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. You carefully inspect the weathered bronze lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. TS. Number of Star Phillips just logged in. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze lockpick cuffed into the lock on the weathered bronze lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be period. You determine this to be a warded lock with a lock difficulty of around 50. You begin attempting to... You carefully inspect the rectangular outer lockbox closed for traps, period. You notice a tiny hole near the locking mechanism that makes you suspicious. Peering into the locking mechanism, you spy the tip of a needle that is likely ready to spring out the tiny hole and break any when tampering with the lock without the proper key. You figure you could try to disarm. You set to work on disarming the needle trap on the rectangular outer lockbox closed, period. Using some narrow pliers, you reach into the lock and bend the needle a bit. No longer aligned with the tiny hole. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze light cuffed into the lock on the rectangular outer lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be, period. You determine this to be a warded lock with the lock difficulty of around heavy. You begin attempting to crack the lock, period. The lock on the You carefully inspect the weathered iron lockbox closed for traps, period. You discover no signs of traps.
You can never be too sure, so inspect it twice and see.
You carefully inspect the weathered iron lockbox closed for traps, period. You discover no signs of traps.
It's not always obvious.
You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze light cuffed into the lock on the weathered iron lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be, period. After feeling around in the lock a bit with your bronze light cuffed, you determine this to be a 3-tumbler lock with a difficulty around 10. You advance your pick inward to tumbler 1, period. HRM, you advance your pick inward to tumbler 2, period. You push the you advance your pick inward to tumbler 3, period. HRM, the tumbler 1. You pull your pick outward to tumbler 1, period. You push the tumbler up, pick 4. You advance your pick inward to tumbler 3, period. You push the tumbler up with your bronze light pick cuffed and feel it locked in L. You carefully inspect the squad screws lockbox closed for traps, period. You notice a tiny hole near the locking mechanism that makes you suspicious. Peering into the locking mechanism, you spy the tip of a needle that is likely ready to spring out the tiny hole and break any when tampering with the lock without the proper key. You figure you set to work on disarming the needle trap on the squad screws lockbox closed, period. Using some narrow pliers, you reach into the lock and bend the needle a bit. No longer aligned with. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze light pick cuffed into the lock on the squad screws lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be, period. You determine this to be a warded lock with the lock difficulty of around heavy. You begin attempting to crack the lock, period. You carefully inspect the squad poplar lockbox closed for traps, period. You discover no signs of traps. You carefully inspect the squad poplar lockbox closed for traps, period. You discover no signs of traps. From the star prison just logged in. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze light pick cuffed into the lock on the squad poplar lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be, period. You determine this to be a warded lock with a lock difficulty of around 20. You begin attempting to crack the lock. You carefully inspect the worn Jennifer lockbox closed for traps, period. You notice a tiny hole near the locking mechanism that makes you suspicious. Peering into the locking mechanism, you spy the tip of a needle that is likely ready to spring out the tiny hole and break any when tampering with the lock without the. Set to work on disarming the needle trap on the worn Jennifer lockbox closed, period. Using some narrow pliers, you reach into the. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze light pick cuffed into the lock on the worn Jennifer lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be, period. You determine this to be a warded lock with a lock difficulty of around 190. You begin attempting to crack the lock, period. The lock on the worn Jennifer lockbox closed suddenly. LMRASID. Disarm what? Couldn't find any match for lock. Disarm lockbox 8. Blank. Op, tan skin and blue. Also, Jennifer lockbox ajar. Spruce lockbox ajar. A squad poplar lockbox ajar. And the worn. Alder lockbox ajar. A weathered iron lockbox ajar. A squad. Lockbox ajar. A weathered bronze lockbox ajar. A rectangular. Chair upholstered with plush carmine cushions. A damaged bridge. Cop. You say done. An average height fit ember-haired youthful man with tan skin and blue-green eyes says, Aki, please see what An average height fit ember-haired youthful man with tan skin and blue-green eyes opens up a damaged bridge lockbox and collects a small pile of silver rolled into small grey crystal pendant with tape, and tosses the empty lockbox into a wooden trash barrel. An average height fit ember-haired youthful man with tan skin and blue-green eyes opens up a weathered bronze lockbox and collects a small pile of silver rolled into small grey crystal pendant opaque from it, then tosses the empty lockbox into a wooden trash barrel. An average height fit ember-haired youthful man with tan skin and blue-green eyes opens up a rectangular alder lockbox and collects a small pile of silver rolled from it, then tosses the empty lockbox into a wooden trash barrel. Your right arm wound has completely healed. An average height fit ember-haired youthful man with tan skin and and blue-green eyes opens up a weathered iron lockbox, collects a small pile of silver from it, then tosses the empty lockbox into a wooden trash barrel. An average height-fit amber-haired youthful man with tan skin and blue-green eyes opens up a squad spruce lockbox, collects a small pile of silver and develop ruby dye from it, then tosses the empty lockbox into a wooden trash barrel. Your right hand wound has completely healed. An average height-fit amber-haired youthful man with tan skin and blue-green eyes opens up a squad poplar lockbox and collects a small pile of silver and a small grey crystal pendant opaque from it, then tosses the empty lockbox into a wooden trash barrel. An average height-fit amber-haired youthful man with tan skin and blue-green eyes opens up a worn janitor lockbox and collects a small pile of silver from it, then tosses the empty lockbox into a wooden trash barrel. An average height-fit amber-haired youthful man with tan skin and blue-green eyes nods. An average height-fit amber-haired youthful man with tan skin and blue-green eyes hands you 400 ril. Plus 400 ril stowed in your soft leather. You say thanks. You give off a lorn white wrench. You smile at an average height-fit amber-haired youthful man with tan skin and blue-green eyes says, "You're welcome." You head up. You head west. You head north. You can go that way. 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 You head into a blank car. Minus 400 ril taken from your soft leather current press open. You deposit 400 ril into your scheduled mining company. You head up. You head east. An average height-fit amber-haired youthful man with tan skin and blue-green eyes sells an average green and brown bloodstone and receives some ril. You head out. An average height-fit amber. Sell what? You'll have to have the item somewhere on your person. Sit. You open the leather. Oh, sell. You consider sell. You sell your superior green chester and receive some ril for it. Plus 488 ril stowed in your soft leather current press open.
Oh, you would have thought I would have gotten more.
You head north. You head. Minus 488 ril. Take. You head up. You head south. You head east. You head into. You sit on a long white bench. The damaged bridge lockbox isn't closed, so it's probably not trapped. You are holding a damaged bridge lockbox open in your right hand. You put the damaged bridge lockbox open in the wooden trash bin. You remove a British chestnut lock. You carefully inspect the British chestnut lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of trap.
Never be too sure. Okay.
You carefully inspect the British chestnut lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps.
Here we go. I don't even know what I'm going to be getting, you know. You never know what you're going to get. You really don't know what you're going to get. I mean, it's probably mostly realm, but it works out.
You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze lockpick cuffed into the lock on the British chestnut lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be period. After feeling around in the lock a bit with your bronze lockpick cuffed, you determine this to be a 5-tumbler lock with it. You advance your pick inward to tumbler 1 period. HRM. You advance your pick inward to tumbler 2 period. HRM. You advance your pick inward to tumbler 3 period. HRM. You advance your pick inward to tumbler 4 period. Your left arm wound has completely healed. HRM. You advance your pick inward to tumbler 5 period. You push the You pull your pick outward to tumbler 4 period. HRM. You pull your pick outward to tumbler 3 period.
5.
HRM. You pull your pick outward to tumbler 2 period. HRM. You pull your pick outward to tumbler 1 period.
Okay. 5.
You push the tumbler up with your
1.
You advance your pick inward to tumbler 2 period. HRM. You advance your pick inward to tumbler 3 period. You push the tumbler. You advance your pick inward to tumbler 4 period. HRM. You pull your pick outward to tumbler 2 period. You push the tumbler up with your You advance your pick inward to tumbler 4 period. You push the tumbler up with your Yes. Plus 194 ril stowed in your soft leather current press open. You open up a British chestnut lockbox and collect a small pile of silver ril from it, then toss the empty lockbox into a wooden trash barrel. You remove it. Oh. You carefully inspect the damaged cedar lockbox closed for traps period. You notice a tiny hole in the locking mechanism that makes it Kelly Fox, boosting God colon verified. Godpod, please don't tell the evangelicals in here.com at 25 minutes. Local Stephanie, well day went to a bright start. My hearing aid which I was drawing died. It died, and I'm now wearing my backup pair. And I realized I still like mirror some days. Those aids work better with the phone, no lag and better calls. Music stream sounds better too. We'll get the other ones repaired tomorrow. You have to work on disarming the needle trap on the damaged cedar lockbox closed period. Using some narrow pliers, you reach into the lock and bend the needle a bit. No longer aligned with the tiny hole, it should now just spring harmlessly against the inside of the lock mechanism casing. You feel you have effectively disarmed it. You will continue continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze lockpick cuff into the lock on the damaged zero lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be. Period. You determine this to be a warded lock with a lock difficulty of around 80. You begin the 15 round stowed in your soft leather coin press open. You open up a damaged zero lockbox and collect a small pile of silver room from it, then toss the empty lockbox into a wooden trash barrel. You carefully inspect the narrow hem-like lockbox closed for traps. Period. You discover no signs of traps.
Here we go.
You 019.
A new day.
Disarm lockbox. Blank. Lockbox. Pick. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze lockpick cuff into the lock on the narrow hem-like lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be. Period. You determine this to be a warded lock with a lock difficulty of around 50. You begin attempting to stowed in your soft leather coin press open. You open up a narrow hem-like lockbox and collect a small pile of silver rolled into small gray crystal pendant opaque from it, then top. You remove. You carefully inspect the damaged dagwood lockbox closed for traps. Period. You notice a tiny hole in the locking mechanism that makes you suspicious. Peering into the locking mechanism, you spy the tip of a needle that is likely ready to spring out the tiny hole and break anyone tampering with the lock without the proper key. Set to work on disarming the needle trap on the damaged dagwood lockbox closed. Period. Shoot, you can seem to get the darn thing disarmed.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you have to actually do it multiple times.
Set to work on disarming the needle trap on the damaged dagwood lockbox closed. Period. Using some narrow pliers, you reach into the lock and bend the needle a bit. No longer aligned with the tiny hole, it should now just spring harmlessly against the inside of the lock mechanism casing. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze lockpick cuff into the lock on the damaged dagwood lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be. Period. You determine this to be a warded lock with a lock difficulty of around 30. You begin attempting to crack. Stowed in your soft leather coin press open. You open up a damaged dagwood lockbox and collect a small pile of silver rolled into valid linen dye from it, then toss the empty lockbox into. You remove a squat edge lockbox closed from the leather track. You carefully inspect the squat edge lockbox closed for traps. Period. You discover no signs of traps. You carefully inspect the squat edge lockbox closed for traps. Period. You discover no signs of traps. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze lockpick cuff into the lock on the squat edge lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be. Period. You determine this to be a warded lock with a lock difficulty of around 80. You begin attempting to crack the lock. Period. 15 round stowed in your soft leather coin press open. You open up a squat edge lockbox and collect a small pile of silver roll, an average yellow zircon, and an average brown jasper from it, then toss the empty lockbox into a wooden trash barrel. You carefully inspect the decrepit applewood lockbox closed for traps. Period. You discover no signs of traps.
Yeah, you can never be too sure. Just because it looks like it's decrepit does not mean it doesn't have any traps in it. You carefully inspect the
decrepit applewood lockbox closed for traps. Period. You discover no signs of traps.
And never trust a round-topped box. Never trust a round-topped box. Every time you get one of those,
repeat this action until you specifically stop
always has traps in it.
Continuing. You insert your bronze lockpick cuff into the lock on the decrepit applewood lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be. Period. You determine this to be a warded lock with a lock difficulty of around 70. You stowed in your soft leather coin press open. You open up a decrepit applewood lockbox and collect a small pile of silver roll from it, then toss the empty lockbox in. You remove an edge breach lockbox closed. You carefully inspect an edge breach lockbox closed for traps. Period. You discover no signs of traps. You carefully inspect an edge breach lockbox closed for traps. Period. You discover no signs of traps. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze lockpick cuff into the lock on an edge breach lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be. Period. You determine this to be a warded lock with a lock difficulty of around 10. You begin attempting to crack the lock. Period. The lock on an edge breach lockbox closed suddenly opens with a satisfying star click star click. Stowed in your soft leather coin press open. You open up an edge breach lockbox and collect a small pile of silver roll from it, then toss the You remove. You carefully inspect the round top chestnut lockbox closed for traps. Period. You discover no signs of traps.
Wow. Okay. Well, let me check again.
You carefully inspect the round top chestnut lockbox closed for traps. Period. You discover no signs of traps.
Okay, wow, it's actually free of traps. That's surprising.
You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze light cuffed into the lock on the round top chestnut lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be. Period. You determine this to be a worded lock with a lock difficulty of around 10. You begin attempting to crack the lock on the round top chestnut lockbox closed suddenly opens with a satisfying star click star exclamation point. But the edge breech lockbox open is empty. 42 round stowed in your soft leather coin press open. You open up a round top chestnut lockbox and collect a small pile of silver rolled into small gray crystal pendant opaque from it. Then toss the empty lockbox. You remove an arrow. You carefully inspect an arrow sycamore lockbox closed for traps. Period. You discover no signs of traps. You carefully inspect an arrow sycamore lockbox closed for traps. Period. You discover no signs of traps. O C O 3 G N O R T S. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze light cuffed into the lock on the narrow sycamore lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be. Period. You determine this to be a worded lock with a lock difficulty of around 60. You begin. 19 round stowed in your soft leather coin press open. You open up a narrow sycamore lockbox and collect a small pile of silver rolled in average green and brown bloodstone from it. Then toss the empty lockbox. You remove a rectangular steel lock. You carefully inspect the rectangular steel lockbox closed for traps. Period. Nothing seems off about the lock at first, but once you get the correct angle and lighting, you notice a series of crystalline beads along the back of the inside casing, etched with tiny glyphs. You figure you could try to disarm the trap. Now that you've gotten a look, you get to work on disarming the crystalline glyph beads on the rectangular steel lockbox closed. Period. Star star, the area is shrouded in complete darkness. Star star, you have triggered a trap. All light in the area seems drawn toward the rectangular steel lockbox closed. Soon the area has gone completely dark.
Yep, that's what happens. Yeah, I now have to wait. And you never pick lockboxes while you're trying to while you're near enemy, you know, because if you do, and you trigger a trap, and you trigger like a darkness trap, they can attack you while you can't see anything, or if you trigger a poison trap, you're poisoned, and you can't really fight that well. So, do your best never to try to do it well. You know enemies are in the area.
Star star, the area is no longer shrouded in complete dark. You carefully inspect the rectangular steel lockbox closed for traps. Period. Nothing seems off about the...
Okay, now for attempt number 2.
You get to work on disarming the crystal and glyph beads on the rectangular steel lockbox closed. Period. You push the stiff bristles of a brush into the lock mechanism in the hopes that all the glyph, etch, crystal, and beads will be set at roughly the same time, just as you suspect the proper key would do. When nothing happens, you can only... You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze light cuffed into the lock on the rectangular steel lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be. Period. After feeling around in the lock grid with your bronze light cuffed, you determine this to be a 2-tumbler lock with a difficulty around 20. You advance your pick inward to tumbler 1. Period. You push the tumbler up. You advance your pick inward to tumbler 2. Period. You push the tumbler up with your bronze... 2 round stowed in your soft leather coin press open. You open up a rectangular steel lockbox and collect a small pile of silver rolled from it, then toss the empty lock... Get what? Couldn't find anything magic.
Okay, there we go.
You have 1,475 rolling coins, 1,475 silver rolled in a soft leather... You get up. You head up. You sell your hand. You sell your hand. You sell your... You have 1,930 roll... You head north. Obvious head. A bank teller head. You put war, put retreat. A bank teller put, you put retreat. A bank teller retreat. You put not put retreat. A bank teller retreat put, you put swap put retreat. A bank teller retreat put, you put rock put retreat. A bank teller retreat put, you put make walk put lockbox retreat lock. A bank teller retreat put, you put retreat. A bank teller heads up retreat put, you put lockbox retreat. A bank teller, I couldn't find the item, retreat put, you put the graphic cedar lockbox closed in blank.
Okay, I have 17 lockboxes to unlock.
You head out. You head out.
I might as well get some trading off it.
You head east. You head into a warehouse. Warehouse tests in Ermild. You head up. You head west. You head west. You head north. You head in. Plus, you head out. You You head north. You head. You head. You head. You head. You head. You up. You head. X. Attempting to increase your light smoothing skill by 25. Insufficient skill points. That would cost 75 points, but you only have 56 to spend. Skill increase light smoothing. Blank. A.M. Attempting to increase your light smoothing skill by 10. Your light smoothing skill has increased by 10 and is now at 266. Minus 150 roll. Taken from your soft leather coin, press open. S. Rayco in the river blue entity asks, anyone able to tell me how much a set of weird skull armor would go for, and what Labra's kind of lightweight armor top eye is? You head up. You head up. You can go there. You head to a sturdy rock. You say 25,000 for fine quality, I would think. S. Rayco in the Royal Air. You say 25 also here. NPC buried moderate. Oh, up. You say probably more for weird scale though. S. Ray, you head up. You head east. You head into. You sit on an long wide bench. Your hands are empty. You are where? You move. You carefully inspect around top bridge lockbox closed for traps period. You notice the lip of some metal component in the locking mechanism just above the keyhole opening. Further investigation reveals some intricate mechanisms that lead you to believe it's meant to snapshot with significant force if triggered. You set to work on disarming the sugar trap on the round top bridge lockbox closed period. You lodge a small piece of sturdy debris into the keyhole and off to one side. This should keep the metal plate from snapping shut. You feel you have effective. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze lock pick stuffed into the lock on the round top bridge lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be period. You determine this to be a warded lock with a lock difficulty of around 60. You begin attempting to crack the lock period. The lock on the round top bridge lockbox closed. Stowed in your soft leather coin, press open. You open up a round top bridge lockbox and collect a small pile of silver ring and develop seedless blue dye from it, then toss the empty lockbox into. Get what? Couldn't find. You carefully inspect the worn iron lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps.
You can never be too careful.
You carefully inspect the worn iron lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze lock pick stuffed into the lock on the worn iron lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be period. You determine this to be a warded lock with a lock difficulty of around 40. You begin attempting. Stowed in your soft leather coin, press open. You open up a worn iron lockbox and collect a small pile of silver ring and develop a dye from it, then toss the empty. You remove the zip. You carefully inspect. Output. You discover no signs of COGG. Blank. You carefully inspect the simple cedar lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps.
Just because it looks simple does not mean it's not trapped. Just because it looks a certain way does not mean it's not trapped. Never assume.
You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze lock pick stuffed into the lock on the simple cedar lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be period. You determine this to be a warded lock with a lock difficulty of around 70. You begin. Leather ring stowed in your soft leather coin, press open. You open up a simple cedar lockbox and collect a small pile of silver ring and develop right side dye from it, then. You carefully inspect the scratched end of the lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. S. Rayco in the river blue entity says, look inside. You carefully inspect the scratched end of the lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze lock pick stuffed into the lock on the scratched end of the lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be period. You determine this to be a warded lock with a lock difficulty of around 50. You begin the temp. Iron ring stowed in your soft leather coin, press open. You open up a scratched end of the lockbox and collect a small pile of silver ring and ivory green and brown bloodstone from it, then toss the empty. You remove the plate. You carefully inspect the plane for a lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. You carefully inspect the plane for a lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps.
The least flashy lockboxes are always the most dangerous.
You will continue to silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze light cup into the lock and claim for a lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be created. You determine this to be a word lock with a log difficulty of around 70. You begin the temp. Round stowed in your soft leather current press open. You open up the plane for a lockbox and place a small pile of silver onions and average lazerite from it, then toss the empty lockbox into a wooden trash barrel. You remove the mud bridge lock. You carefully inspect the mud bridge lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. You carefully inspect the mud bridge lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. You will continue to silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze light cup into the lock and the mud bridge lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be created. You determine this to be a word lock with a log difficulty of around 60. You begin attempting to crank the lock period. Next. Stowed in your soft leather current press open. You open up the mud bridge lockbox and collect a small pile of silver onions and small gray crystal pens into a cake from it, then toss the empty lockbox into a wooden trash barrel. Michael raises his hand as he passes to the steps. Space. You carefully inspect the mud guide with lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. You carefully inspect the mud guide with lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. Michael climbs down some steps. You will continue to silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze light cup into the lock and the mud guide with lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be created. You determine this to be a word lock with a log difficulty of around 90. You begin attempting to crank the lock period. The lock and stowed in your soft leather current press open. You open up the mud guide with lockbox and collect a small pile of silver onions from it, then toss the empty lockbox into a wooden trash. You remove the squat. You carefully inspect the squat maple lockbox closed for traps period. You notice a tiny hole in the locking mechanism that makes you suspicious. Peering into the locking mechanism, you spy the tip of the needle is likely rate to spring out the tiny hole and breaking you when tampering with the lock without the prop. That's to work on disarming the needle trap on the squat maple lockbox closed period. Using some narrow pliers, you reach into the lock and bend the needle a bit. No longer aligned with the tiny hole, it should now just spring. You will continue to silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze light cup into the lock and the squat maple lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be created. After feeling around in the lock bit with your bronze light cup, you determine this to be a void tumble lock with a difficulty around 0. You advance your pick in with the tumble 1 period. HRM, you advance your pick in with the tumble 2 period. HRM, you advance your pick in with the tumble 3 period. You push the you advance your pick in with the tumble 4 period. HRM. You pull your pick out with the tumble 2 period. HRM. You pull your pick out with the tumble 1 period. You push the tumble up with your. You advance your pick in with the tumble 2 period. HRM. You advance your pick in with the tumble 4 period. You push the you pull your pick out with the tumble 2 period. You push the tumbler up with your bronze light cup and peel it lock into place with some torque from your steel tension wrench. You stop picking the lock. 17 rounds stowed in your soft leather current press open. You open up the squat maple lockbox and collect a small pile of silver onions and small gray crystal pens into a cake from it, then toss. You carefully inspect the flat top bronze lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps.
Yeah, squat lockboxes often have traps in them, so don't trust them either.
You carefully inspect the flat top bronze lockbox closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. You will continue to silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze light cup into the lock and the flat top bronze lockbox and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be created. You determine this to be a word lock with a log difficulty of around 300. You begin attempting to. Oh hell. Stowed in your obsidian silver breast pans with silver banded pockets. You open up the flat top bronze lockbox and collect a tiny pile of silver from it, then toss the empty lockbox into a wooden trash barrel. You have 3,000. You give up a You head out. You head. You can throw that way. You can throw. You head. You can throw that way. You can throw that way. You head into a ring. Minus 3,374 rounds taken from your soft leather current press open and obsidian silver breast pans with silver banded pockets. You deposit 3,374 rounds into your treasury mining company bank account, bringing your rounds to 33,300.
Yeah, I'm almost there.
You head out. Your hands are empty. You head. IT. You sit down. You remove or disarm with. You carefully inspect around top row and lock close the traps period. You discover no signs of traps. You carefully inspect around top row and lock close the traps period. You discover no signs of traps. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your round lock cup into the lock and around top row and lock and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be period. You determine this to be a word lock with a lock typically around 20. You begin attempting to crank the lock period. The lock and around top row and lock closed suddenly opens with a satisfying star exclamation point. You stop picking the lock and around top row and lock closed. With the lock and around top, you begin attempting around 20. COGG. Act 3. Loading your soft leather current press open. You open up round top row and lock X and collect a small pile of silver real from it, then toss the empty lock. You carefully inspect the plane under the lock closed for traps period. You notice the lip of some metal component inside the locking mechanism just above the keel opening. Further investigation reveals some intricate mechanisms that lead you to believe it's meant to snapshot with significant force if triggered. You figure you could try to work on disarming the sugar trap on the plane under the lock closed period. You lodge a small piece of sturdy debris into the keel and off to one side. It should keep the metal plate from snapping shut. You feel you have effectively disarmed the trap. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your round lock cup into the lock and the plane under the lock and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be period. After feeling around in the lock a bit with your round lock cup, you determine this to be a 3-tumble lock with a pick of around 60. You want to pick forward if you advance your pick in with the tumble 1 period.
Alright.
HRM, you advance your pick in with the tumble 2 period. HRM, you advance your pick in with the tumble 3 period. You push the tumble. You pull your pick out with the tumble 2 period. You push the tumble. You pull your pick out with the tumble 1 period. You push the tumble. Loading your soft leather current press open. You open up the plane gender lock and collect a small pile of silver real from it, then toss the. You remove the nickel. You carefully inspect the nickel on the lock closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps.
You never know, so you gotta be careful.
You carefully inspect the nickel on the lock closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your round lock cup into the lock and the nickel on the lock and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be period. You determine this to be a word lock with a lock typically around 40. You begin attempting to crank the lock period. Loading your soft leather current press open. You open up the nickel on the lock and collect a small pile of silver real from it, then toss the empty. You carefully inspect the damaged back with lock closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. You carefully inspect the damaged back with lock closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your round lock cup into the lock and the damaged back with lock and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be period. You determine this to be a word lock with a lock typically around 0. You begin attempting to crank. Loading your soft leather current press open. You open up the damaged back with lock and collect a tiny pile of silver real from it, then toss. You remove the polytel lock. You carefully inspect the polytel lock closed for traps period. You discover no signs of trap.
Huh, that's a nice looking lockbox.
You carefully inspect the polytel lock closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your round lock cup into the lock and the polytel lock and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be period. You determine this to be a word lock with a lock typically around 80. You begin attempting to crank. Loading your soft leather current press open. You open up the polytel lock and collect a small pile of silver real from it, then toss the empty. You remove a pressure genital. You carefully inspect the pressure genital lock closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. You carefully inspect the pressure genital lock closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze-like cup into the lock and press it into the lock box and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be created. After feeling around in the lock bit with your bronze-like cup, you determine this to be a two-tumbler lock with a fatality around 100. You advance your pick in with the tumbler 1 period. HRM, you advance your pick in with the tumbler 2 period. You push the you pull your pick out with the tumbler 1 period. You push the tumbler. Loading your soft leather current press open. You open the pressure genital lock box and collect a tiny pile of silver brilliant and average green emerald from it. Then toss the empty lock box. You remove the grab and lock box. You carefully inspect the grab and lock box closed for traps period. You notice the lip of some metal component inside the lock mechanism just above the keyhole opening. Further investigation reveals some intricate mechanisms that lead you to believe it's meant to snap shut with significant force if triggered. You figure you could try to disarm the set to work on disarming the sugar trap on the grab and lock box closed period. You lodge a small piece of 30 debris into the keyhole and up to one side. This should keep the metal plate from snapping
you can never. That trap is a little bit scrolly. You have to be kind of lucky to.
You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze-like cup into the lock and grab the lock box and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be created. You determine this to be a word lock with a lock difficulty of around 240. You begin the temp. Once the pattern is loading your soft leather current press open. You open up the grab the lock box and collect a tiny pile of silver brilliant and tin from it. Then toss the empty lock box. You remove the grab. You carefully inspect the grab to lock box closed for traps period. You discover no signs of traps. You carefully inspect the grab to lock box closed for traps period. You discover no signs of trap. You will continue silently repeat this action until you specifically stop or otherwise prevent it from continuing. You insert your bronze-like cup into the lock and grab the lock box and begin feeling around for what type of mechanism it might be created. You determine this to be a word lock with a lock difficulty of around 80. You begin attempting to crank the lock period. The lock and grab the lock box closed. Loading your soft leather current press open. You open up the grab the lock box and collect a small pile of silver from it. Then toss the get wet. Couldn't find any
And there we go.
You get a warm. You have 528 brilliant coins. You head out. Shed. In the leather ink it. There's ink it. Some average blue azurite, an average green, yellow bright silent dye, an average green, a linen dye, a yellow seed, fishing lines, a small gray crystal pendant of fake X4, a vial. Word hammer, a triangular 7 turn over X18, some linen. COGG. Edit mobile. You sell your linen fishing line and receive some room for it. Plus 12 real stowed in you. You sell your wallet clear. You consider selling. You sell it. You have 2,040 million. In 11. Bloodstones, some crystal pendant of fake X4, an average green and brown. Bloodstones, some average blue azurite, an average green emerald. And the tin ticket. Bloodstones, some average blue azurite. COGG. Edit. You sell your average green and brown bloodstone and receive some room for it. Plus 340. You consider selling. You sell your average blue azurite and receive some room for it. Plus 340. You sell your average green emerald and receive some room for it. Plus 3,083 realms stowed in your soft leather current press open. You sell your tin ingot and receive some room for it. Plus 75 realms stowed in your obsidian silver pants with silver branded pockets.
And there we go.
In 11. Out, crystal pendant of fake X4. Word hammer, a triangular 7 turn over X18 and a small gray. Crystal. COGG. Sell it. You have to have 11 somewhere on you. You consider selling the you sell the following items: a small gray crystal pendant of fake X4, plus 1,500 realms stowed in your obsidian silver pants with you head into a rank card into the western PED. Minus 7,392 realms taken from your soft leather current press open and obsidian silver pants with silver branded pockets. You deposit 7,392 realms into your Sacred Mining Company bank account, bringing your balance to 40,722.
Yay, okay, so now I can pay off my debts.
Plus 37,500 realm in the form of a 37,500 realm shattered. You head out. You head east. You take up if you okay, the south route branch 40 Valen. Branches with lovely if the temp 40 been modified adjustment let my new 41 greetings everyone. Let been modified just my aura. My mailbox is 8057. Cop blank. You head east. You have 37,500 brilliant banknotes. 37,500. You head north. You head up. You head east. You head east. Town hall, post. 7. Please hold the item you want to mail in your right hand. To remove a 37,000, get mail 8050. You don't have any mail orders to confirm. You hand the 37,500 RON Shattered Mining Company promissory note to the post worker, who places it on a scale and takes note of its weight, then informs you that it will cost 1 RON to send. The post worker adds that they now offer collect on delivery, sir. Minus 1 RON taken from your soft leather coin purse open. You hand 1 RON to the post worker, who takes your 37,500 RON Shattered Mining Company promissory note, labels it, places it into a sorting bin, and informs you that the recipient can check their mail at any time to pick up.
And there we go. So I completed my goal today. So I owed this person 37,500 RON for my workhorse, and I paid it off in literally 1 day. Like literally, I was not expecting to do that today, but hey, I did it. So with that, I'm going to end the stream.
You head north, 049.
Because it's nearly 1 o'clock, and
you head north.
Ain't no one watching COGG at 1 o'clock in the morning. Come on now.
You head north. Minus 9 RON. Plus, you head south. You head north. You head into the.
Well, I do want to get it to 1 o'clock, so.
You hand over 200. You hand over 200.
So let me do something first.
You can scrub. You head up the cliffs. Food store. Telefero set. The bank teller heads up. You bug Telefero. Shattered also here, and who he also asked Gray say one Telefero says servant, sir, madam. Telefero nods to you. Speaking to Telefero, you ask, been a while since I've seen you around. How are you? Speaking to you, Telefero asks, very well indeed. And you? W. L. V asks space. A. You say, doing alright. Just got my first workhorse. Unfortunately, it seems I no longer have a riding horse, so I'll have to save up for that again. Kinda sad, but at least I have the means now to get some real work done. A very short, fit, golden blonde-haired adult woman with tan skin and blue-green eyes opens a heavy canvas backpack. A very tall, slender, auburn-haired adult man with ruddy skin and honey eyes opens a heavy canvas backpack. Telefero frowns. A very short, fit, golden blonde-haired adult woman with tan skin and blue-green eyes has a few words with a bank teller and hands over some real. A very tall, slender, auburn-haired adult man with ruddy skin and speaking to you. Telefero asks what happened to Talwin. Yes. Canon, blank. Sarah Rise. L-L-E-F. L-L-L-E. Telef. F space. F. Space. Sarah. I-H. 6. You say, dunno. I was going back room fighting some cannon, I believe. I fell unconscious. I looked for the horse for days. Checked literally all of the staples I know about into WS and apostrophe T easy. None of them have him. I enjoyed having a riding horse. Very fast and efficient. F. You say, dunno. I was going back room finding some cannon, I believe. I felt unconscious. I looked for the horse for days. Checked literally all of the staples I know about him. WS and apostrophe T easy. None of them have him. I enjoyed having a riding horse. Very fast and efficient. A very tall, slender, auburn-haired adult man with ruddy skin and tawny eyes nod silently at a very short, fit, golden blonde-haired adult woman with tan skin and blue-green eyes. All done. Telephero says, terribly sorry to hear it. COGG. A very short. A very short, fit, golden blonde-haired adult woman with tan skin and blue-green eyes open. You say, good thing is I now have a workhorse and I'm a bit of a full-time miner now, so I make what I can out of the situation. A very short, fit, golden blonde-haired adult woman with tan skin and blue-green eyes removes a beeswax candle from her head. You say, good thing is I now have a workhorse and I'm a bit of a full-time miner now, so I make what I can out of the situation. A very short, fit, golden blonde-haired adult woman with tan skin and blue-green eyes has a few words with a bank teller, who heads off to the vault, returning a moment later with hand over a beeswax candle. P. S. A very... You say, I've been selling iron ingots for days. It's been me putting them up since I'm a consistent miner who can do the job and do it well. A very tall, slender, auburn-haired adult man with ruddy skin and tawny eyes nods at a very short, fit, golden blonde-haired adult woman with tan skin and blue-green eyes, pausing a few words here and there by the shedding pair. A very tall, slender, auburn-haired adult man with ruddy skin and tawny eyes opens a heavy canvas backpack. You say, I've been selling iron ingots for days. It's been me putting them up since I'm a consistent miner who can do the job and do it well. A very short, fit, golden blonde-haired adult woman with tan skin and blue-green eyes tells a very tall, slender, auburn-haired adult man with ruddy skin and tawny eyes, no, I am. A very tall, slender, auburn-haired adult man with ruddy skin and tawny eyes closes a heavy canvas backpack. Speaking to the Telephero asks if you two should require anything further. Do you but show out with your pendants, won't you? Speaking to the Telephero, you ask, so what are you all planning on doing tonight? Telephero smiles at a very short, fit, golden blonde-haired adult woman with tan skin and blue-green eyes. A very tall, slender, auburn-haired adult man. A-E-N. Speaking to the Telephero, you say, you always seem to have something planned. You all are new individuals. A very tall, slender, auburn-haired adult man with ruddy skin and tawny eyes asks, good. Can we join me at a bar? Speaking to the Telephero, you say, you always seem to have something planned. You all are new individuals.
And this is the roleplay aspect of the thing. You know, I love roleplay. And you know, in this kind of a fashion, you never know what you're gonna get. I mean, I thought I was gonna end at 1, but apparently not. Apparently not. But I love doing it.
Speaking to you, Telephero says nothing tonight. Speaking to an average height, fit, amber-haired, youthful man with tan skin and blue-green eyes, a very tall, slender, auburn-haired adult man with ruddy skin and tawny eyes says, thanks again for your kindness, sir. A very short, fit, golden blonde-haired adult woman with tan skin and blue-green eyes rubs her small gray pendant between her thumb and forefinger, offering Telephero a polite smile, will do. Oh, what? A very tall, slender, auburn-haired adult man with ruddy skin and tawny eyes heads out. Speaking to the Telephero, you say, well, alright, good to see you again. You've always been a friendly person to me, so glad to be acquainted. Telephero smiles at you. Speaking to you, Telephero says, be well, sir. You head out. You head north. You head north. You lie down on the rock carved pine bread top. You get off the road. You head out. You head out. You can go that way. You can go that way. You head south. You can go that. You head north. You head. You head up. You head south. You head. You head into a bread house. Every bread house. Lobby. You set your side. You pay 100 trillion. Hey, see. Put away whatever you're holding first. You are holding a maple hefted aspen shovel cupped in your right hand and a bar of Jennifer Berry soap in your left hand. You head out.
Oh, that's right.
You head. You head up. You head southeast. You head east. And A-E-L-C. Aspen shovel cup, cleaning animal refuse, roughness match wood, small animals get extremely filthy. You will continue selling to in the roughness match wood, small animal shed extremely filthy. You see some soft turquoise red chili scales X2. There's plenty. See. Look, it has the following animal feed in it. A chunk of raw turkey meat, 35. There's nothing else in the animal feed box.
Wow, okay, wow, they love grass, it would seem. Okay. Now I probably need to get some more food for them, because they need food to survive. But I will do that later, because honestly, I'm getting a little bit tired, not gonna lie. But I do gotta clean the shed though. It is one of those things I gotta do, so.
The bell tolls 11 times, signaling the time of day.
And 1 o'clock in the morning. Still cleaning. Still cleaning. Still cleaning. Still cleaning.
Oh, the rotel's left. There's nothing else in the end. A chunk of raw turkey meat. Third, it has an animal shed extreme. There's plenty of room left in the. You see some soft turquoise red chili scale in the roughness. Specifically stop or otherwise prevented from continuing. COGG. Oh, you stop cleaning up blank. Use the roughness match wood. Small animal shed is now clean. You stop cleaning. COGG.
Okay.
There don't seem to be any cleaning tools available, so you'll do your best just using your hands. Using your hands, you work at washing your gear at a stacked limestone well of clear water. Your leather traveling bright pick open, fine light brown wool socks, cull neck moss green wool sweater made from thick clappers, fine metal studded deer leather gloves, obsidian silk dress pants with silver branded pockets, fine leather braidings and coat. Look at what?
What the heck? Where's my brush? Where's my cleaning brush?
The soft leather current press isn't closed. There's nothing in the soft leather. In the soft rosewood leather like in the kit, you see a copper goblet, a bronze light cuff, a squat pine furniture leg, and a skeletal steel tension wrench. There's plenty. Oh hell. You head northwest. You head northwest. You head. Your left. You head. You change it. You head on the. You head. You head. A brink teller heads off to the vault, returning a moment later to hand over a pine-handled straw brush. You put a pine. You can go that way. You head out. Change it. Go. You head into a bread. You head north. Communal brands. L C and A C C. Put away whatever you're holding first. You are holding a maple hefted. You head out. You head. Minus. You head. You head into a bread house. You head north. A-E-L-C. You retrieve a bar of Jennifer Berry soap from your leather traveling bright pick open. The communal brands Jello and in W. You sit them on Plus 2.00. You lather up with your bar of Jennifer Berry soap. You go about scrubbing yourself clean. That should take care of the bad table smell. The blood has been washed from you.
Yep, that does happen. You have to, take care of yourself.
You get off alone. You splash out. You grab a towel from a polished wooden towel rack. The hue of a silver string gray crystal pendant hung from a delicate chain slightly faded shifts to become royal azure. You remove a natural linen loincloth and change back into your garments from before. You put a bar of juniper berry soap in your lead. You can scroll. You head south. You can scroll it. You head out. You head south. You head north. You head north. Hearth and home. You check in at the front desk and head to your room. You lie down on the rough carved pine bread topped with thick green and brown quilts. The rough carved pine bread topped with thick green and brown quilts would provide comfortable sleep.
And okay.
Group, you are no longer leading a group that. Star star star, you have logged out of your character, Kellyan. Star star star, logging you out of your account. Vero period. Number who star Vero just logged out. 40 equals. May our pets cross again. Wander. 40 equals. Receive 10. Mute no but no plus. Fire but V5 period 5.
And
Testing. Clickable test streamer. Message the stream edit.
and with all that,
Off to 8. Start recording. Stop streaming. Shake
I'm
on.
going to end the stream. Everyone, let me actually see. Let me check something. I need to make sure that this exit works. Give me a second.
104. 2 notifications. Twitch, YouTube, yesterday, 23. YouTube, video player, class, autoplay, cast, caption, move up, read it, rewind, play, button, pause. Video player, edit. App switcher. You close it, Netflix, YouTube, 4,291 new items. Cast, lab Ruby, app. Your videos, button, lab, length out from 3, room color. Lab, length out from 3, room color. Lab, edit.
So, with all that, I thank you for watching. And have a good night.
Start record. Stop stream. Stop stream. Dialog you will not read. No button enter. Start with. Off to 8 period 1 period 264-bit. Windows profile. Untitled scenes. Untitled window. Stop stream. Dialog you will not be able to reconnect. Your stream will stop and you will no